Hey guys, good morning. Craig Rappy Hunter here again, and we're going to be talking the why. Why are you doing this? Why are you getting up early? Why are you going to bed late? Why are you listening to gurus? Why are you pretty much working for peanuts to build a business when you know all your friends have got a 9 to 5 job and they got new cars and they got this and that and everything's all honky-dory? Well, and you're like, why am I doing this? Why don't I just sit on the couch and watch Games of Thrones and The Bachelor and all these crappy programs that are out there? Nothing against those programs, but you know what I mean, that crappy style. Because you're only going to wake up one day and go, I just wasted so much time. So you have to have a why are you doing this? If it's just because you want to make $1 million, no one's going to take you serious. It would be to the point of like, okay, I want to be able to generate enough money. $1 million doesn't change people's lives. If I put $20,000 in your bank account each month, it will completely change your life. I know I would never ever spend $1 million in 1 year. A millionaire would never. I mean, it changes your life, of course. Don't get me wrong, but you only really need that extra $1,000 a week to spend, right? An extra $36,000 a year would change your life if you had an extra $1,000 a week to spend. $4,000 a month, 4 12s, 36. It's a no-brainer, right? So you have to have a strong why on why you're doing this. If it's you want to build a business and sell a business, then that's one thing. But don't get caught up in, oh, I just want to be a millionaire because everyone else has got it. Because you never know what's behind closed doors. Most people that are millionaires live in average homes, and they buy whatever they want, and they typically don't buy whatever they want because, well, they don't really want to just waste their money. And that's the reason they have money, is because they're not wasting money. But going back to the main topic here is your why. And it would be like if the doctor said to you, hey, you got cancer or you got diabetes, you need to change your diet. At what point do you decide, I need to change my diet? Because your why becomes, I don't want to die, I don't want to get diabetes, I don't want to miss my kids' graduations, I don't want to miss my kids' thing. Whereas my why is, I want to be able to retire a lot sooner, and most of the time is you can be retired right now, but you can still do things. I work from home, I'm flying around, I'm working with clients. It's great. I do what I need to do, but if I need to make a call and say, hey, my son's got a recital, or he's got something going on, I can pull away like that. You can't do that with anything else. Plus, at the same time, I want to be able to, have that extra buffer zone so I can give money to my parents and all that stuff. But but it's not about my typical why. It's, you have to have that why, and you have to have that hunger for it, and that hunger and that passion is something that's going to drive you. So get your why sorted out. Why are you doing this? If you're just doing it because you want to drive a Lamborghini or you want to just have a ton of money, then go play lotto. Go play lotto, because that's basically what's going to happen, because your mind is going to be screwed up. You're not going to be thinking of like, okay, what do I need to do? Like, how do I need to earn 247 or 250 bucks, whatever that number is, $1 million divided by how many hours you can work per week or 24 hours in a day. No one's looking at that. No one's calculating that. I remember back in the day, my parents would be like, oh, if we were millionaires, we would retire. And I remember doing the calculations thinking, okay, Mom, you got no mortgage. You really only need $50,000 a year to retire. You'll never have to work again. I mean, her bills were $1,000 a month. I mean, that's a no-brainer. It's not $1 million that makes you retire. It's that cash flow that comes in per month. And that's whether that's building a business with products and putting them into retail like what I do, or putting them onto Amazon and Facebook and running ads. That is why you've got to really sort out why you're doing this, because your drive and your passion will take you through those times when your average cost is higher, your A cost is higher than you're spending money on ads. You're like, oh, I'm only breaking even at this point. Okay, now I'm making more money, now I'm making less. Oh, I've got a show coming up in 4 days. I've got to go to that. I'm not going to be paid while I'm at the show, but I'm going to build a lot of connections and contacts and influences. So you have to look at the overall picture on why you're doing it. Because, you know, I remember when I built my first business, I mean, people thought I was crazy. They're like, man, you're just like giving up your weekends. We're down at the boat yards. We're down on the beach. We're playing, you know, you're just like always working, man, always working. And it got to the point where when they quickly read about you in a newspaper, or you sold your first business, or, you know, when I sold my business, people were like, wow, man, if I have a product, I'm going to come to you, man. You're like, can't believe how disciplined you are. And it was the 4 years of struggle. And even my financial guy said, he goes, you struggled. So he goes, let me get this right. You struggled for 4 years. You could have been an employee for that time. And I'm like, yeah, but how many employees actually have $20,000, $30,000 in their bank at the end of the year? Not a lot, especially when you got kids and everything. It's hard to do. But I said to him, with the real estate that I built and sold, with the businesses that I built up and sold, I've put more money, 20 times the value that he couldn't even do for me. Like, all the money that I put in was from the businesses. So yeah, I had 4 years of sacrifice. I sacrificed because my why was bigger. I knew what the end game is, because you know the mission, you know the drive, you know where you're going. No one else knows your goal because they're not in your mind. So my why was like, okay, I want to be able to accelerate. I don't want to work for 20 years, 30 years, and then have this little nest fund that's going to be worth shit. I want to be able to focus right now and say, okay, I'll put a little bit away so I'll have my nest egg there. But if I can do anything I can to build a business and sell a business and take a product and build this, and then basically have the freedom to buy time to be able to do what I want to do with my family, I'll take the chance. So I took the chance. Within 4 years, I sold my business, put more money in my bank than I ever would have made in my 15 years of working already. I got a ton of contacts, ton of connections, and now I can take any type of product and just within 17 to 20 days, put it up on any site and any retailer and into any buyer's hand. That's 4 years of, you would say, business education, that instead of going into debt, I came out with money. That's how you have to think about this. But my why was stronger than anything else because I had to do it. My why is even stronger now because I have a family, I have kids, you know, and so think about your why. Don't just do it for stupid reasons. Be passionate about it, because when the shit hits the fan, most people walk out the door and just turn off the lights, or not even just, most of them don't even turn the fan off, if you would say. So have a stronger why, work on that, because that's going to take you through the thick and the thin. But I guarantee that strong why will get you through to the finish line. It's like doing an Ironman, okay? A lot of people do an Ironman and they do a half-assed training and they walk it and they become an Ironman. But at the end of the day, only you know if you're a real Ironman. And I've done an Ironman. I've busted my nut to do an Ironman. I have the strength, and that was a goal. That was a why, where I wanted to be. I wanted to be fitness. I wanted to change it, and I needed a goal. And the only way I was going to do that goal and increase that why was because I would spend money. So you pay $1,000. Anyone pays $1,000 to something, you're engaged, you're invested, because that's $1,000 of hard-earned money. You want something out of it. So think about your why. And I'm going to get back into the day. I got my coffee loaded up. Don't drink too much coffee. Stay focused, but get out there and decide what your why is and start driving.